John Kelly back from Web Support, and I'm here to talk this time about blogging and what blogging can do for you and how to do it. And to start off with, blogging is a way to add content to your website, and it continually adds content to your website. It actually creates new pages. Now, we call them posts in the admin panel, but it actually is making a new page each and every time. So let's take a look at the blog that's on the demo website right now. So if I go down my navigation, I'll find blog. And a blog is kind of a website in itself. It has its own home page. And on that blog homepage, it'll list all the articles from newest to oldest from top to bottom. And you can see it'll arrange them in order. Now there's only 2 posts on here because it is a demonstration website, but ultimately blogging, you'd like to create something at least every week to every 2 weeks if possible, and to just engage not only an audience but most importantly to engage search engines, because there's some tricks here. Every single time you create a new blog post, it automatically goes out to what's called Ping-O-Matic.com. It's something that your WordPress website connects to automatically every time you click the publish button. What you've just done is told numerous article directories, blogging directories, and search engines that you have new content on your website. Come check it out. Okay, so it's a great idea to have this, and it's a very, very powerful tool to help build the search engine rankings for your website, especially for new websites. And I can't emphasize this more. Blogging is extremely important to build the growth of your website. Now, just so you know, before we continue on here, if you go back to your sign up page, you'll see that there is a blog on there called the member blog, and on the member blog I have articles. One will be Blogging 101, starting from scratch, everything you want to know about blogging, in my words, about what you should do, who you're blogging to, etc. Everything is there. So I'm going to spare a lot of detail in this video. You can read it all right here. Okay, the next article I have on here as well is Top 5 Business Blogging Ideas for Beginners. So this is a great way to figure out, well, how should I blog? Or what do I write about? And how much do I write? So this little article right here will give you that information as well. So keep in mind you do have these resources available for you. You'll also see the links to them right here in the do-it-yourself help articles. Alright, so I'm going to go back to our demonstration website. So now we got that out of the way. We understand so far that from the home page we clicked on blog and it's brought up what we call our blog homepage. Blog homepage lists new articles from top to bottom. The newest will always appear on the top. Did you notice that when I move my mouse over the title, it's actually a link? Because what it's actually doing is it's a link to its own page. So when I click that title, you can see that I actually opened up my very own page, and you can see the URL up here, client coupons now available / and this is the actual link the search engines are going to now index in search engines in their index. So what does that mean? Well, here's how this can help you when it comes to search engine results. If somebody's doing a search, and let's just go to Google here for a minute, and we bring up the Google window. Well, if we just do a search for something, whatever that may be, in this case we're using a salon website, so hair salons in Rochester, New York. Okay, so we bring up a bunch of search results here. Now we're not looking for anything in particular here, and all we're doing was we're just bringing up some ideas. Now what we're simply doing is, if you made a blog post about something specific, let's say hair salons, and you made it hair extensions is what you talked about, and somebody's looking for hair extensions in Rochester, New York, well, you can see that this website talked about it because they obviously have something about it. Okay, and so do the rest of these. So that would be a great way for you to get more material in search results for a wider variety of things based on your services just by writing blog articles. Because somebody, if you notice, when I look at these URLs and some of these search results, you notice that you see Rochester.SalonSeeker, New York, Rochester here. This is about 3 levels deep, this particular page that they have. Okay, so it's not always the home page that falls in your search results. It could be any page of your website. Okay, and you see that for a lot of these in here. So here's an opportunity for any hair salon in Rochester, excuse me, that does hair extensions. You can get on this list quite easily just by creating blog posts. Okay. Now it does take time for blog posts to propagate in search engines, and it's not an immediate thing. As soon as you click it, you're going to go to see it in search results. It doesn't work that way. It takes time. Search engines have to come and they have to look at your content, find out if it's relevant, and eventually you start to appear in the search results. And the more popular your website, the faster they come up. All right. Excuse me. Now, how do I go about making a blog post? So let's get into the technical side of it. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our admin panel once again. So if you're not logged in, go ahead and log in. And so far we've been working over here in the pages area. Well, we're not going to go into pages anymore. We're going to go into posts. And post is specifically for blogging. So the menu works the same exact way. When I click on post, either one of these, it'll show you all the existing posts that are available right now. And if you notice, there's even one over here that's in a draft status. It just means that we started working on it, but we didn't want to make it live yet, so we saved it as a draft. Okay, now this works exactly the same way. If I click the title or I click on edit, same way as a page, everything here, the editor, everything is exactly the same. So I can enter my title, and the title is very important. Make sure the title is descriptive of what you're writing about. So if you have keywords that you're trying to get in your search results, make sure they are up here. Like for example, hair extensions expert in Rochester, New York, if that's where you live and that's what you do. And that's the business that we're looking for. So, and then down below you go ahead and put your content in, style it up, add your pictures, video, whatever it is that you're going to add there, and then next thing we have to do is simply go over here and we click on, since this is already published, this would say not update right now, but it would say publish, and when we click on it, and then it's live. Or the other option is, if we're working on something, we can save it as a draft. So if I wanted to draft that, and that we could do that as well. We don't want to do that, it's already published. Okay, now another thing that happens here with the blog too is that you have the option of what's called categories that your articles can fall under. So if you notice down here, you'll see categories. This doesn't appear for pages, it only appears for blog posts. So the main default category you'll have is called announcements, and then there's also uncategorized too, but we can create a brand new category, and that's what I would suggest you do for this one. So if we just made a blog post about hair extensions, maybe I would make a category, type it in, called hair extensions, and then I add it. So now you only want that blog post to appear under one, so I'm just going to pick the one that I want, and that's it. Okay, now for the rest of the stuff that's in here, you don't really need to worry about this. The excerpt happens for you automatically, trackbacks happen automatically, custom fields you'll never use, so we don't need to worry about that. But one thing I do want you to see here is this thing here called discussion. So there's these little 2 check marks should always be there whenever you make a blog post. That's to allow people to interact with your blog. That's how you have the reply box at the bottom of the page. So you just leave them checked. They are that way by default. And that's it. So all we got to do is go up here and click update, and now that thing is ready to go. Now I don't want to make that hair extension, so I'm going to put it back to where it was and update it. And now I can go back and I can view it just like I was viewing a page earlier. Okay, so now what did it do? Well, it gave you a date, it told you who wrote it, it told you what category it's in, and then of course you have your whole blog post here. Now right now we have a big open window here, so if we were to log out of this, we could see what this would actually look like if we were a normal visitor. Now we have a name, email address. If they want to leave a website, great, and then they go in there and they can type in their message and they can go ahead and submit the comment. Okay, now when somebody does submit a comment to you, you're going to get an email, and that email is going to look something very much like this. For example, this one went to Richmond, Virginia Luxor Salon, and it looks like a whole bunch of stuff here. I know it's very confusing, but if you just read it, it says a new comment on the post, organizing and cleaning number 5 is waiting for your approval at Richmond's Best Hair Salon, blah blah blah, and it gives you the link to that post. It tells you who the author was, which means who was the person who left the comment. Well, it happened to be Bubba427 at Hotmail. And then you can see that they left a URL or a web address, and we can go down and see what the actual comment is. Continue with the nice work on the blog. I like it. Could use some more frequent updates, blah blah blah. Chances are this is spam, and that happens a lot. People are trying to get their website links onto your website. So one of the things that you want to do is just moderate your blog posts to see if they're actually spam or not, and it gives you options down here to approve it, to trash it, to spam it, and when you click any one of these, it'll take you into your admin panel to be able to do just that. Alright, so if we want to see what that looks like in our admin panel, here's where we'll go. We'll go back and we'll log into our website again. And when you do get a new comment, it's going to show up right here, and it's also going to show up over here. So I click on comments, and here they are. So if it looks like a good comment, this will say either approve or unapprove. You just click on that to approve it, and that will make it live appear on the comments part of the page. If you want to trash it, you can do that, but I would recommend that if you think it's spam, just click on spam. That will not appear on your website. Your website will learn that anything from this author in the future will be marked as spam, and it won't even bother you. It'll just go be marked as spam accordingly. And that's how you add comments to your website and approve them. So when we go back and look at the front end of our website again, we can see what that comment looked like for that particular blog post. So I'm going to go back to my blog. I'm going to go to that comment, and let's see, here we were, the new location. So if I go into my comment, you notice it's telling me I have one. You can see that this is what the comment's going to look like when somebody leaves it. It's going to leave a list of them going underneath. Okay, so as you can see, what the main goal of blogging is simply is adding more and more content to your website, keeping your website fresh and active. That's very important for search optimization, and I hope you take the tips, read those articles that I showed you that were on the other website, which was let me go back to that real quick. Just let me back up here a minute. If we go back to the sign up website, and you'll notice that there is a couple of help articles in talking about how to get blogging. So get blogging, start making content for your website, and help your website get more search engine rankings much faster.